Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So, this is exciting. I am doing a live on my old Daily Empress 4 channel. I haven't been able to access this YouTube account since 2023. And I guess they decided to give me a belated birthday present and reinstate my account. I got an email saying, "We reviewed your account and we decided you didn't really break our community guidelines, so we're going to reinstate your account." And yeah, just like that. So I don't know why they took it down. I don't know why they put it back up. Such are the mysteries of being a YouTuber. Anyway, since I have it up and I'm all excited to get my old channel back up here and telling everyone on my Daily Empress 6 channel to come over here because I'm going to post videos here now. Yeah, I thought I would do some updates because Harry and Meghan, they're very quiet for weeks and then they pounce out and pummel us with story after story after story of nonsense that they're up to. So the current nonsense is Harry went back to court. He had one of his Sussex squad there do a little performance and, have an outburst in the courtroom to do a display for the judges to try to influence them to give Harry bespoke private security that's taxpayer funded that Harry doesn't deserve because he's no longer a working royal. And so there was that. And then Harry claiming that he needs security so badly because he doesn't feel safe bringing his family to the UK. As the judges are deliberating and deciding what to do, Harry jumps on a plane and flies to war-torn Ukraine and decides to, prance around in active war zone because apparently he feels safer there than the UK. And at the same time, the wife, Haley, how are you? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they are so offhand about it. It's a form letter. Like, oh, we reviewed and we decided, on second thought, you can have your account back. I mean, it's just like, okay. I mean, welcome to totalitarianism, Like, oops, yeah, okay, we're gonna let you eat today. Look at you. I mean, so I don't know. I'm just happy to have my channel back, but who knows? It could disappear again tomorrow. It's just like you just gotta not, go with the flow. I guess you could say. Don't get too attached to your channels and followers. I don't anymore, that's for sure. But anyways, yeah, so that's the update with Harry. And Megalodon apparently has been mouthing off on her limonada. And there's a tweet about that. I'm certainly not listening to that. I couldn't listen to her voice. Couldn't pay me enough to listen to that woman's voice. So yeah, so I get updates on Twitter to see what's happening with them, because the news feeds are just overwhelming. And Twitter is overwhelming at times, but it's a little bit more of a breakdown on Twitter, because you have people reacting to it. So this is an update to the sugar outburst, shall we say, the terrorists. Oh, I call them terrorists because they are Harry and Meghan's terror organization. So the terrorist outburst is bragging about it. So what it appears to me, what I would call it, is that this terrorist from the Sussex squad, he goes, has an outburst, looks high on drugs during, you can see her sitting there during the video, moving around constantly, fidgeting. She looks high as a kite. And she has an outburst and she screams at the reporters there. And this is in a court of law, and of course, the security was watching her even before this, knowing that she was going to be a troublemaker. And then she brags about it later, right? She tries to gaslight everyone, like, "Oh no, it was great. It was great. I really loved that I was there. Yeah, it was fabulous. Oh, it was so." And she acts like she's in love with him, an obsessed fan of Harry here. So this royally sage Twitter account says The sugar took a victory lap about the disruption, even said that Harry appreciated her as he was literally running away. Since it was most likely bought and paid for, I'm sure he did. The stunt won't help his court case, though. It would highlight his stupid paranoia. So this is the terrorist that was, fidgeting around, acting like a criminal. And then she tweeted, her name is Jennifer McCalla. And she writes, guys with hearts, I sat in on the last 40 minutes of Good King Harry court hearing. I was sat 3, and then she puts emoji of heart, emoji of champagne, and laughing emoji or whatever that emoji is, the tongue sticking out. 3 seats away from our beloved Meghan Markle's husband. And she writes, put a fork in me. I'm done. He looks. And she puts a bunch of flames and a emoticon with the tongue sticking out. So, yeah. The woman looks like she's 50 something and she's writing tweets like a 13-year-old. I mean, she's got gray hair. I don't know if you can see this picture. She has gray hair, it looks like. And that's what she's writing. So, I mean, they call the Sussex squad call Meg's ears derangers, but if you want to talk about deranged, you got to look at this tweet here. I mean, that and making a spectacle of herself in a court of law. She's lucky she didn't get taken away, by the police. Yeah. Hi, Jennifer. Yeah. Yeah, he went to the Ukraine. That's coming up next. So it's right after this. So the Sussex squatter tries to gaslight everyone, thinking it's so fabulous what she did. And look at this. She's acting like he's some kind of idol of hers. It's really quite deranged. They're all Satanists, and Harry's like a king Satanist to them. So you got to put yourself in she's possessed, I believe. She looks like it. She acts like it. Harry's a major Satanist. And Meghan, of course, the whole royal family. Anyways, so she's like, oh, he walked past me. I told him we support him. Of course, we is what someone who's possessed by a legion of demons would say, just saying. Then turned to the press pack behind me and told them they are toxic and the reason the Sussexes departed the UK. Well, she did more than tell them. She yelled at them from accounts that were there. And this is one of the news accounts about Harry today was shielded by his burly bodyguards as she was described as agitated supporter, disrupted proceedings. And it says and talking about this woman, Jennifer just wrote, a bespectacled supporter, a diminutive, shaven-haired black woman who looked to be in her 50s. That's what I said. I mean, look at the 50-something-year-old is behaving like this. Had attracted attention after arriving late in the public gallery and repeatedly shifting in her seat, fiddling and fidgeting with 2 phones and a notebook. Yeah, I noticed in the video, other people in the room were looking at her. So she was really disruptive. She's moving around. She's shuffling her legs. You know, when someone's shuffling around and shuffling their feet and making a big spectacle, while they may not be saying anything, they're moving around. It's very disruptive. That's what she was doing the entire time during the court. And it looked like a small courtroom. So, yeah, the squatty looked like she was tweaking. Yeah, she looked high on something. Quite deranged looking. Her cheeks are sunken in. She does look like a drug addict, or she looks like she has AIDS or something. There's something wrong with her. Maybe she's just very thin from chemo or something. I don't know. But her cheeks are sunken in there. She's not healthy. The way she's moving around, I don't think she's sick with cancer. I think because the way she's moving around with a lot of energy there. But you could see her face was sunken in. She's very thin, and she's shuffling around very erratically. I mean, she was crazy. They're crazy, all of them. And yeah, mentally ill, to say the least, in my opinion, and in the opinion of all the reporters. I mean, she made the mainstream media for being a deranged Sussex squatter. So, congratulations, Sussex Squad. You've just outed yourself. And I'm so glad this happened because it illuminates exactly how these Sussex squatters are. They're usually on social media, so you don't see their behavior. But that was for all the world to see what the Sussex squatters are about and what they're like. And that's just one of many. They're all like that. They try to put their young, cute ones on TikTok and talking about Harry and Meghan, but that's a real Sussex squatter there. Then Meghan's mole writes that since Prince Harry wants to claim he was chased in New York City in a security chase, so she said, let me refresh everyone's memory. This was a stunt set up by Harry and Meghan, who are a danger to themselves. Yeah, so Harry and Meghan are still pushing the lie. They're pushing many lies right now. And one of them is they're still pushing the fake alleged car chase in New York City, which we know never happened. But because they're rich and powerful and they got the mayor of New York, the corrupt mayor, to say, oh, yeah, Harry and Meghan were in a car chase just like his mother. I mean, they actually got him to say that. And so that's what's the official, when it's in the mainstream media, it's what's in the official record where the courts will go by. So, so she's showing that video there, Meghan's mole, of that the non. Do you see that car speeding around anywhere? You can't speed. You can't have a 2-hour car chase in Manhattan. It is always congested. There's always cars everywhere. There is never a car chase like that. You can't possibly have a car chase in Manhattan. It's impossible. The next one is who thinks Prince Harry should pay back the $13 million of USAID money he fleeced from American taxpayers? Yeah, I think he should pay every penny back to us. I can't believe he's gotten 13 million of our tax dollars while he's deplatforming us with his Sussex squad and calling our First Amendment bonkers, and he's getting millions of our tax dollars. I mean, these are Satanists. It's no wonder he's so disrespectful to Americans and on Netflix and his book, pushing this ridiculous book full of lies. Yeah. And the prince wrote along. He writes good posts, but they're very long. I'm not going to read that right now. But this one is an update from the Royal Grift. Who remembers when I told everyone that since Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and the cabal were exposed for censoring Americans in collusion with the Biden regime, that they would pivot and target children as a Trojan horse? So she has a screenshot of the Archwell website, Safety by Design, phone-free schools. Harry and Meghan are targeting the children, as all Satanists do. And yeah. This one says, okay, now Meghan Markle on her podcast, so the Lemonada thing, she's apparently denying that she told Mindy Kaling that to call her Sussex. So she's lying again. Meghan is lying again and trying to claim that I never told Mindy Kaling that not to call me Sussex. She said that was a misinterpretation on social media. And then Meghan goes off on how dangerous it is on social media. They take a short clip. And she said, and they totally mischaracterized it when this clip here. And we all know, we all saw this, right? I think I do have it if you need to see it again. I don't think anybody really does, but Meghan in a very snotty, condescending tone. And in fact, Meghan was called a racist bully by the Indian Times from India. As of course, Mindy Kaling, I believe, is Indian or Pakistani. I don't know which one. But whatever, the Middle East was on fire on that one for Meghan being so disrespectful towards her and being so snotty. I can't believe you call me that. You know, I'm a Sussex now. So yeah, I don't think I have that clip anymore, unfortunately. Got buried. all the other, I mean, between this and everything else going on, it's so difficult to keep up with these two. You know what I mean? With all the jam tasting with the Sussex squad. It's unbelievable. This is one day, there's such a psyop from hell. It's like every day, one day after the next, one thing after another. You can I mean, you can barely keep up with these two, even if you do try to keep track of it every day. It's just ridiculous. That's why I'm making this update video. Yeah, so Meghan is lying about it. Oh, here it is. I have it actually. I found it. Ha 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 ha. Here's the video.
I don't
Meghan
think
is
anyone in the
denying
world
this happened.
knows
Here
that
we
Meghan
go.
Markle has eaten Jack in the Box
It's
and
so
loves
funny too that you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know I'm Sussex now. You have kids and you go, no, I share my name with my children.
Yes.
And that feels so, I didn't know how meaningful it would be to me, but it just means so much to go, this is our family name, our little family name.
Well, now I know. And
Yeah, so Meghan's denying that that happened on her Lemonada podcast, apparently. Yeah, she can't keep her lies straight for her life. So let me see here. Oops. Oh, there you go. I'll play. It's a short clip from a YouTube video. Mike Zero. Mike Zero, I guess you pronounce that. Let me see if it'll play.
These claims that I call myself Sussex now. I mean, Meghan Markle is my name. It is my family name. I wouldn't go as far to say that I'm Sussex now. What I said in my show was taken completely out of context, and I think it serves as the epitome of everything that's wrong right now with social media. I think people need to take a closer look at what I said about I'm Sussex now, because it's not really what it sounds like what it means. Of course I'm Meghan Markle. That clip of ours that went viral for all the wrong reasons was just unfair, not just to me, but also to the entire crew that worked on the show. I think people are misguided when they just see these short clips of certain programs on social media, and that is the growing issue at large. I never at any point said I'm Sussex now on my show in the literal sense that people took it. Not literally at all. With Love Meghan that I was more than proud to work on with Netflix. What I don't appreciate, however, is how I am now always seeing these claims that I call myself Sussex now. I mean, Meghan Markle is my name. It is my family name. I wouldn't go as far to say that I'm Sussex now. What I said in my show was taken completely out of context, and I think
So there's just repeating. So you see how Meghan does something obnoxious and then denies it later, and it becomes a whole brouhaha. And her answer is, oh, it's because of that toxic social media. We need to censor hate speech. We need to censor more. So you see how she's cleverly, I guess. I don't know if it's clever. If you call it clever, it's manipulative. It's stupid, but this is how, people who aren't really closely paying attention and able to realize what she's referring to and then what she's saying now and immediately spot her lie, which most normal people who have lives aren't paying attention like we are. So they don't know, but we spot it right away like, gosh, she's such a liar. But this is how they manipulate you with the media. And that's what Meghan's specialty is. And that's what she's doing. And she's always pushing for the censorship, censoring the hate speech and all that. So you see how she's quick to say it's because of social media. So those toxic trolls on social media, not her Sussex squad, they're not toxic at all. They're wonderful. She thanks them. And then TRG, tweeted this, what fresh hell is this? And it's Prince Harry makes a surprise visit to the Ukraine to meet war victims. So it's the BBC reporting it here. Prince Harry and surprise visit. This is this is while he's waiting for the judges to determine whether he needs more security or not. And by the way, Harry was getting top of the line security already. And he's just making demands for extra security in order, I guess, to get that IPP status. So, yeah. This is the article here, or one article about it. So it said on Thursday today, he visited a clinic. So this is from 6 hours ago. This is published 6 hours ago. He visited a clinic for rehabilitates wounded military civilians. Yeah. Look at him with his fake look of concern. He's so insincere. He's such a Satanist. It's called the Superhuman Center. He accompanied a group from the Invictus Games Foundation. He claims that he's in Lviv. He was frequently targeted with Russian missiles, and the visit was not announced until after the prince was out of the country. So then they go into Harry was in the 10 years in the British Army, blah blah blah. So there's Harry's visit. So Harry went to the Ukraine while he's claiming he doesn't feel safe enough to go to the UK without extra security. Yeah. So there's the Satanist Harry. I mean, it's one thing after another. One day he's in court with his deranged Sussex squatter, terrorist, having outbursts. The next day he's in a war-torn country, putting on the sad face, right? And then Richard Eden writes, please help me here. Why? Oh, and there's another thing. Harry didn't attend his friend's wedding in Chelsea. So Richard Eden asks, please help me here. Why is a friend's wedding in Chelsea too dangerous for Prince Harry, but a war zone is fine? Yeah, so obviously Harry doesn't care about his friends, old friends there. And this one here says, Prince Harry visa, while he was in the Ukraine, they're saying that we should not let him back in. The U.S. Doge needs to revoke the visa, Harry's visa. Yeah, he is a face for the military-industrial complex. Yeah, Harry is the face spokesman for the military-industrial complex. Yep. And then Crazy Days and Nights writes that the illiterate one, meaning Meghan, loves saying that everything she sells comes from the US, but it doesn't. So that means all that crap Meghan's selling for her as ever is not made in America. And we all know it's made in China. It's where her oats were made. It's where everything. Oh, and this is a King Charles update here. King Charles went to Rome to express his concern about climate change. King Charles had his Bentley transported over for it. So this is a typical example of globalist Satanists like King Charles. All of them are like this with their private jets. They're like, oh, we're going to have a conference about climate change. And they all fly in on their private jets. Well, here King Charles had his Bentley flown in. And look at all this gas being run there. And they're claiming that they're so concerned about the climate. So yeah, we all can see what a lie everything is, in my opinion. Okay, something new here from TRG, and our recollections vary. Says, our recollections vary, writes, let me see what it started with. Hey, did you guys know Prince Harry wants to limit free speech? Gee, I swear I heard that before. Oh yeah, that's right. Royal Griff's been saying this for years. Looks like the rest of the world is ready to join the party. That's not that important. I mean, it is important, but I'm just saying that tweet wasn't. Meghan Markle wants to keep her title even after the king dies, but Prince William wants it gone. It isn't personal anymore, it's institutional. And when narcissists feel their power sleeping, they don't reflect, they retaliate. So they're thinking all this with Meghan Harry's retaliation because she doesn't want to lose her titles. We'll see what happens there. So Prince Harry's a joke, crying about security and then flying to a war zone to merch the Invictus Games on the charity's money, all because he is insanely jealous of his brother Prince William visiting troops and Ukrainian refugees. Harry is a deranged stalker. Yeah, kind of like the Sussex squatters. Exactly. So Twitter can be kind of difficult to navigate for a video. That's about Keir Starmer. So I think that's all the updates I have for today with Harry and Meghan. Yeah, so that's the Twitter update. So Harry went to the Ukraine, and Meghan's lying and denying everything she said. The usual, and but the highlight, of course, was the Sussex squatters outing themselves as the deranged terrorists that they are. Yeah, you hope the judge sees that he went to the Ukraine. I'm sure they did. It's all over the media. The BBC reported it, right? Well, let's take a look at that. Actually, maybe that's what we'll do a reading on. How about how the judges are looking at that? I think Harry knows he's lost already, and he's just like flipping the bird to them with two fingers. I mean, honestly, the whole thing is just like a satanic theater from the Satanists here. You said you don't have X or those socials, just email and YouTube. Yeah, you know what? X is the only one I have. After watching that what TRG put up with that whistleblower with Facebook, I knew the Chinese Communist Party was involved with social media and the censorship. I have a sneaking suspicion it's the same on YouTube. I can't prove it. But it's definitely with Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg. The whistleblower just confirmed it, and TRG took a clip of the congressional hearing about that. So I closed my Facebook and my Twitter account. So now I'm just Twitter, or did I say Twitter? I closed Facebook and Instagram. So now I just have Twitter and X and YouTube now, and my Odyssey and Rumble and all that. But yeah, that's all I really use. It's really just a waste of time. I mean, I had fun posting my artwork on Instagram, but it's not like I was getting anything for it. I mean, it's fun to look at other people's artwork. I'll miss that, but I don't want, because you know what? Not only are they following you on the app and getting your data, but they're also following everything you do on your phone, like all your messages and everything else. I mean, they're really invading your privacy, everything. So I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I don't want my messages and texts and everything going to Facebook in China. Thanks. So I just, as a precaution, I just took them all down. And it's a shame because so many people use those platforms, good place, good people, but they're using the wrong platforms. Yeah, but find something else to use, make new ones that are freedom. Anyways, and Harry and Meghan want to destroy our freedoms and freedom of speech. They want to censor everything. And they're still working on that. They're not stopping even under Trump. They're still going and pushing their satanic, tyrannical agenda. And Harry, it's just crazy. And I love how the judge used that example of putting somebody away in a mental institution. I wanted to see Harry's reaction to that when he said that, but I couldn't find the video where you could see the whole courtroom, like where they showed Harry and his Sussex squatter. I don't know where that particular video came from. I only saw one version from TRG, but it has music over it. It's only about 13 minutes long, and I want to see the full one, but I can't find it anywhere. If anyone knows like where I can find the full video of the whole court session that shows Harry and the deranger, because I want to see Harry's reaction to when the lawyer talked about how this case can be, against Harry, it can be proven by the same rules as putting someone away in a mental institution. I have a feeling Harry reacted to that one. But I don't know. It's so funny. But it's and don't when he's giving that example, you got the mentally ill woman from the Sussex squad in the background fidgeting around and making a scene, and Harry looking like a paranoid person himself. I mean, the two most mentally ill people in the courtroom were Harry and his Sussex squatter. I mean, do they not realize how crazy they look when they're out in public? And when you see them on a video with normal people in a courtroom, they stand out like a sore thumb. They really stand out as the hellish freak show that they are. I mean, whether they're mentally ill or possessed, who knows? You can't tell sometimes. I think probably both. But anyways, how's the judge feeling? Well, actually, there are 3 judges in the appeal. It's not just one, it's 3 judges. So how do the judges, there's one main one that talked but he was flanked on either side. Those were two other judges there with him. So it was three judges involved in deciding this. So how did the judges feel about seeing Harry go to, the Ukraine right after he claims he needs extra security in the UK, taxpayer-funded security? How did the judges feel when they saw that? Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. 5 of coins. Mental illness. I think they know Harry is mentally ill. And they're like, he acts like he's such a poor victim outside. You can also see this as, kicked out of the royal family. Harry's like, poor me, I'm such a victim. So they know that Harry, left the royal family because of Meghan. And now he's acting like he's such a victim because, of course, he kept bringing up about how he's not getting security like his brother gets. He thinks, him and Meghan think that they should get the exact same thing as William and Catherine because, don't you know, they're brothers, right? So that's Meghan's influence. And I got the fool reversed, right? So the judges think Harry's a big fool for behaving this way and doing what he's doing. They think he's ill, mentally ill, a fool. Ooh, and 6 of swords reversed. So coming back to the UK, coming back to behave like a fool. And you can also, this is a plane, you can also see reversed as, going down there. His ship's going down. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Gabriella. Yes, I'm glad to be back. You think Harry is cornered and really desperate? I think he's just mentally ill or something. He's really crazy and possessed. I mean, I think he's very evil and satanic and yeah. And there's definitely a lot of problems there. He's, but very evil, definitely a Satanist. I mean, I showed my earlier video. He does all the hand gestures and everything of the Satanists do. So he is definitely a Satanist. And just, so, all the stuff he does, the lying that they do, the nastiness, the evilness of the Sussex squad that they use, who I believe in, and I showed in the Sussex squad, when you look at their avatars, a lot of them are doing satanic hand gestures, the one eye, the shush, and other ones. They're doing the satanic gestures all the time. So I think they're all Satanists, and Harry is one as well. And that's why we've got the situation we're dealing with them and their followers there. But the court seems to look at Harry as just mentally ill and behaving like a big fool here and going to fail and like going down. Like Harry's like this, all this is like going down. It's like fool reverse, 6 of swords reverse. Harry is collapsing. I mean, a lot of people are saying that Harry and Meghan are that they're hoping that this is it. Harry and Meghan are just collapsing now. They're going down. Everybody's aware of how horrendous and fake and phony and lying and evil and stupid and obnoxious they are. Nobody likes them. But they keep going because outrage. And this is what was said. If you watch the clip about the Facebook whistleblower, I believe it's that one, where they were saying about how outrage sells. Social media knows that outrage sells. So they want people to stay on social media, on their platforms. So they do anything they can to make the most outrageous things that really bother people. I mean, who bothers people more than Harry and Meghan? I mean, there's a few other examples, but Harry and Meghan are very good at causing outrage, especially with their Sussex squad attacking people and journalists. They're really making an outrage, and it's very evil, but it's also a great way for social media to make money and get more traction. And then Harry turn around with Meghan and try to censor it all. So they're creating all of this chatter on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and wherever, where they have Sussex squad and everywhere, and they use it to say, aha, we need censorship for hate speech, right? So I mean, it's all like a manipulation. It's all such a psyop, I think. Yeah, you hope the SS squid maggots are called out. Yeah. Well, they're in the mainstream media right now for that Sussex squatter who made the outburst in court, and it's all on video. It's all on video. It's a wonderful thing. Thank goodness we have that all on video. I mean, it shows how disgusting and disturbed and just out of their minds and out of control the Sussex squad are, along with Harry. And Harry was looking at her. Harry knew she was there. He obviously arranged for her to be there. It seems it's all what it appeared because he knew she was there. He was looking back at her, checking to make sure. Yeah, yeah. So and they were watching it. Security was watching her from the moment she came in. She was making a scene, moving around, shuffling around, on her phones. I mean, you're not supposed to use a phone in a courtroom. They don't allow that here, most courtrooms. So I'm really surprised that they allowed that. So how are the how are the judges feeling about Harry, given Harry's security, his security demands with his criminal lawyer that he used, his barrister, who should be in prison herself? How's the judges feeling about Harry and his case? So they're not impressed with Harry in the Ukraine. They think he's making a big fool out of himself. And this is about how they feel about him being in the Ukraine as well. And it's about him. And you can see this as the sick, injured people he's visiting. But again, Harry making a fool out of himself. So how do they feel about it? But now how do the judges feel about his extra security? He is the king's son, so they might be feeling pressure there. Again, the high priestess being very secretive here. They're now in secretive discussions. Being very silent now. Nobody knows which way they're going to go. People are hoping that they're going to, of course, decide against it. I mean, this is an appeal. Harry already lost the case, but he's appealing it. And he doesn't have a strong argument for changing the decision either. These just flipped over. Four of Wands reversed. So Four of Wands reversed. Again, the idea of being kicked out of the royal family, kicked out of society, being destructive here to the royal family. She was complaining. Oh, and Nine of Cups reversed. Nine of Cups reversed. Your wish not coming true. Ooh, not good news for Harry. I'll tell you what. Yeah. This is what Harry does too much of this, spending time in bars. And they're thinking Harry is a spoiled brat here. He is a pompous jerk over here with the Nine of Cups reversed and the Four of Wands. This represents Harry and how the judges see him. And he is the ex-working royal, the Four of Wands reversed, ex-working royal who is, over the top, arrogant, obnoxious, full of himself, narcissist. Because obviously he's doing this with Meghan, who's a complete narcissist on steroids. Yeah. And I think that they may be doing something secretive here. I wonder if they're thinking of setting something up to evaluate Prince Harry's mental health. I think we'll look at that next. Because I think Harry's mental health is coming under question now. I mean, his litigiousness. I mean, since Harry married Meghan, how many court cases has he been in? I mean, it's been one court case after another. And it's been absolutely nonsense. I mean, Harry went back 20, 30 years to sue an old publisher for a now defunct newspaper for something that happened 30 years ago. And now he's in court demanding extra security when he's already getting Ravik security, but he wants more. He wants extra. I mean, the demands he's making and going to court over are frivolous and nonsensical. It's like nothing. It makes absolutely no difference. As the judge said, what Harry's demanding is Ravik and R&B, and they're both equal. They're both equal in experience. It makes no sense that Harry's going to court over this. So, I mean, Harry's mental illness and evilness and stupidity is just showing. But of course, many people point out it's because Harry wants IPP. And so that's what's supposed to make sense about it. But still, it's been over the top that Harry's been in court case after court case. It's to the point where it's like he needs to get a life. If he's so happily married, why is he always in court fighting? It's not what a happily married man does. A happily married man who allegedly has 2 children. Just saying. I know people say the children exist, but we know that Meghan Markle didn't give birth to them. Just saying. My opinion. But anyways. Are the judges and others talking about questioning and looking into evaluating Prince Harry's mental health. Because I heard that Harry wasn't even supposed to be in court, really. He wasn't expected, and he had no reason to be there. I mean, there was no reason for him to be there. He wasn't needed at all and wasn't asked for. And he sat way in the back, doing nothing, just sitting there with a notebook and pen. It was completely ridiculous. Yeah, he wants the IPP to get information from the government. Yeah, because he wants to censor everyone because he's the military complex. He's with NATO and the rest of them. They're all Satanists too, by the way. NATO, Satanists, DOD, Satanists. They're all evil. The whole government, all the governments of the world have been taken over by the Satanists. Anyways, Freemason, Freemasons. Anyways, it's on my Odyssey channel. You can watch the Atlian Child's video about it. Excellent video. He explains it all. But anyways, are the judges looking into Prince Harry's mental health? And look what I get. Knight of Swords. So Knight of Swords. Swords is about your mental health, about your thinking. And I'm getting a yes from this, that they are thinking. And the Knight sort of tells me wanting to take action, wanting to do something. And I do think that the judges are, they've observed what Harry did with his Sussex squad in the courtroom. They're watching him in the Ukraine. And none of it's, it's all irrational. It's all irrational and erratic, and it's what mentally ill people do. And they are observing this, and they're thinking something's wrong with Harry's thinking. Maybe we need to take some kind of action with this. Is there something that should be done? Because Harry's behavior is not normal, and yeah, they are looking into contemplating, like, should he be evaluated? Perhaps at what point? I mean, he just had a Sussex squatter interrupt their courtroom, which I'm sure the judges were not happy about. How did the judges feel about the Sussex squatter interrupting the court proceedings? So I got 7 of Pentacles. So I get that they felt that she worked for Harry. 7 of Pentacles. They of course are noting that. And I'm sure the judges are pissed. You want to piss off a judge, you hire a Sussex squatter to interrupt the courtroom. I'm sure that, and the last person on earth you want to piss off is a judge, right? But anyways, yeah, they could tell. What do the judges think of Prince Harry, with bringing his Sussex squatter to court? Because he must have told her where it was and where to go. You can't tell me she found that on her own. Yeah, they really think that Harry paid her to be there. That they really believe that. I think they very much suspect that. I think it was very much a surprise, something they weren't expecting. This emotional outburst. The Ace of Cups is like sort of something big. There's, it becomes a huge ordeal. And look at this, Chariot reversed, being very destructive and trying to push your agenda, force your agenda on the judges. Very destructive here, and political as well. Because, of course, we know Harry and Meghan are, in a way, political with their agenda of censorship and oppression and tyranny. So I do think that they felt like it was a very huge disturbance, of a new kind of disturbance that they weren't expecting. Oh my. Ace of Swords reversed. Yeah. So the judges are concerned that Harry's dangerous. And of course, the Sussex squatter, they were also concerned. What if the Sussex squatter had come in with a gun or a bomb or a Molotov cocktail or something? Because this is a card of death. This is a card of murder and killing people. And of course, you see the crown on it here in this one. It's with Prince Harry's crown there, or whatever, Meghan's tiara. Yeah, they're concerned because I think the judges are thinking that, I know most of us are just looking at it as, oh yeah, Harry just had this crazy Sussex squatter come in, and we kind of just, dismiss it. But I think the judges are looking at this and saying, Harry's a dangerous man. He's a lot of ties to the military. And that woman who was in the courtroom could have been very dangerous. She could have had a weapon, or a bomb or something, and I probably shouldn't have said that word, the B-O-M-B word, because now it's going to flag my video. But I mean, yeah, I mean, there is serious concern. The judges are wondering, what if she had been, carrying some sort of weapon? So they are very concerned, because that's when you start getting aggressive like that, especially with a chariot reverse, when you have the political ties and the power that Harry has. I think the judges feel like they were threatened. The judges feel very, very threatened by this, and they feel that this Sussex squatter was not just some kind of prank, right? We're looking at it like it's a prank because we're just online. We're safely at home and looking at it. But the judges who are there and the people working there, the judges feel like this was a real threat, could have threatened their lives, potentially. I mean, you can't control apparently drug-addled woman who's obviously deranged and insane. I mean, you saw her tweets. That's not a normal person. That's what a mentally ill person writes like. A 50-something-year-old woman doesn't write like a gushing 12-year-old with her schoolboy crush. All the emoticons and, oh my God, I saw Meghan seeing Harry, Meghan Markle's husband. I was, acting like it was some kind of, she's like a 13-year-old seeing a rock star. I mean, that's concerning that someone her age is behaving like that. And from a mature authority perspective of the judges, or a medical doctor or a psychiatrist, that would be actually a very serious concern. And I wouldn't be surprised if a psychiatrist may have contacted the judges and told them that was actually it could have been a very dangerous, deadly situation it could have turned into had that Sussex squatter, been armed. She was, as you saw from her behavior, acting very, erratically, right? It's the word I think they'd use. So, yeah, I'm getting that the judges felt like this was a threat towards them, and that Harry paid for it. And they could tell, they saw Harry looking at her. That's evidence, by the way. That video is going to be evidence. If the Sussex squad go too far, and they just might, because we saw what happened with Fulani Ngozi. And who's to say, after everything we saw with BLM and Antifa, how far will they go? How far will it go? I would argue that the Sussex squad have been more and more emboldened over the years, and they've been going more and more and doing more and more dangerous things. And they've been going to Invictus. Look what they did to Tom Bauer. Tom Bauer went to Invictus in Canada, and the Sussex squatters were yelling at him and berating him and threatening to attack him and screaming at him. They were yelling at him like, "How dare you? What are you doing here?" And he's an elderly man. He's like he looks like he's 80s. He's a harmless looking old man. And they were yelling at him really nasty. And there's video of it out there. You can find it. If you want, I'll try to drag it up again. It's on Twitter. I may be able to find it again. But the Sussex squad are getting more and more dangerous, and they're already very evil. So I would not be surprised if they go the next step with someone and really makes, let me see, Tom Bauer. When they call people nicknames, they were calling him some insulting nicknames that they use. They're really crazy, the Sussex squad. They come up with all these not cutesy, but they're really malicious nicknames that are very insulting. And this one right here. I'll play it. This is the video. This is a Sussex squatter who attacked Tom Bauer, verbally abused him, and then posted it on social media.
Why I'm here?
Yeah, why are you in Invictus?
Why I'm here?
Yeah, why are you in Invictus? Sure, really? Yeah? That's why you came to see? Or is it because you know Harry and Meghan were going to be here today? Yeah. Yeah, we've read the things you've wrote about them, especially Meghan. We've seen your book, we've heard about your book. So it's very interesting that you're at Invictus because we know why you're here. So why don't you tell the truth about why you're here? You came all the way from the UK and the UK press to Invictus in Canada just because you want to see it. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah. But yeah, we know.
I mean, Meghan is an agent of poison. She actually is able to destroy relationships. And when she cultivates relationships...
Yeah, so that's their video where they're wrestling Tom Bauer at Invictus. Maybe it wasn't as bad as I remembered it, but that's pretty bad. And I haven't even read his book. You notice she says, "Oh, I heard about what you wrote in your book." I mean, these Sussex squatters don't read, you know that. They're not going to bother reading his book. But yeah, so they're getting more and more aggressive. So you've got the Tom Bauer incident where they're confronting Tom Bauer and being aggressive towards him and yelling at him. "What are you doing here? Tell the truth, blah, blah, blah." And then we see what happened in court with Harry, with the Sussex squatter, creating an outburst and yelling at the press and screaming at Harry. So it's they're upping their ante every year. They're getting more and more dangerous. And I think the judges are very concerned what they're going to do next. So look out. They really are. And there's more that they've done as far as doxing people and harassing them. We saw with Fiona, avid gardener, and her husband dying of cancer. And they have called the police on her house and have sent the police over, swatted her basically, having the police come over, telling them there's a man who's with a gun is going to kill himself. And they've been doing this repeatedly. Fiona, avid gardener, Fiona also said that they've tried to break into her house. She has to have cameras everywhere. So the Sussex squatters are criminal enterprise and they are terrorists, and they are getting worse and worse as the years go on. And so Harry and Meghan really have an army literally with them, and they're getting more violent over time. And Harry and Meghan are getting more unhinged as well and dangerous. And with Biden, they got really emboldened and powerful with their censorship and their Sussex squad. Now under Trump, I'm hoping it squashes them somewhat, but it doesn't seem to be doing much in that direction. We'll have to wait and see. And after that, but for sure, the Sussex squad have been acting out and getting more dangerous over time and attacking more people. They're kind of like the brown shirts of Harry and Meghan. They really are. So there you have it. Sussex squad are getting deadly and dangerous. Kind of like Meghan's food. Meghan sends out poison, sells poison, and six are Sussex squad. Yeah, so there you are. Yeah, poor Fiona, exactly. Yeah, they couldn't let her husband dies of cancer, and they're harassing him and her. And even to this day, after her husband's already died, they're swatting her house. They're sending the police over and harassing her. This is how the Sussex squad are. And this is what they do. And they know full well that her husband died, and they know full well what they're doing. But they're Satanists. They're literally Satanists. They are evil. They really are evil. And like I said, that woman fidgeting around in court, was she got drugs or is she possessed or both? I think they are possessed, many of them. They are very evil. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They are not very smart. Yes. You can tell by their tweets and by them talking, but they are very dangerous. And yeah. So there you have it. That's what you look for in a military, I guess. Not too bright, but very dangerous and angry. Exactly. All right. So there you have it. So we're getting up to about an hour now. Does anybody have a question or I think we will wrap this up on my first live stream on DE4, and with all my videos from 2023 on here. This channel I was shut down actually on August 2023. So it feels great to be back on my old channel here, and I will be adding more videos. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you all for being here. It's great chatting with you all and seeing you all. And until next time, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening. All right, take care. Bye-bye.